So they're about to reaction to the strange world of Chinese influencers. Just curious to see what they actually making content about on the other side of the world. Even though I know I'm not gonna understand what they're saying, but hey, I guess it feels good to tap into different aspects of content or different aspects of living situations. Whatever I'm talking about, but let's see what he's talking about.
14块钱，20小时，8块，16块钱。
If you travel to Chongqing, you have to visit this place. This monument was built to celebrate
Is that motherfucking Chinese Donald Trump?
victory of China.
Look at this lady on TikTok Shop. How many phones? Is this violating any fire code in China? Oh man, the outlet. Listen, before we really get into it, can we just marvel at the level of science fiction dystopia we're talking about? This is a stream where these girls sit in a room full of remote control cars, and I'm assuming this is their manager in the back, but you can pay to drive on the floor around these women with a POV camera. My goodness is the only appropriate phrase I can think of.
I'm just confused. Motherfuckers got a lot of money to blow it on bullshit. Cause what is this?
Here's one where you can pay for control of a mini excavator, and yeah.
Oh, and
When
they
you
got
have
on a skirt. I get the grift. And just go watch some X videos or something, some X-rated video.
25-year-old with a biological engineering degree and a master's in business analytics quitting her job as a strategy consultant at a pharmaceutical company because she preferred to work as a barista, then you start to see the effects of the so-called 996 work culture. And if you're kind of familiar with the work culture in China, then you've known about this for years, but it's the work culture of working 12 hours a day for 6 days a week. That's 72 hours of work every 6 days. There's only 100.
I do that though. Cause I work 12-hour shifts now. When they let me pick up overtime, I pick up that overtime and work that. I be tired. That's why I don't drop as consistent as I want to. But it's like I got a family to provide for. I got things I want on my own. And this YouTube stuff, it gotta work. And I got it's a lot of stuff I gotta get going on in life. I'm not where I wanna be. I'm not close where I wanna be. But I'm gonna get there. I just gotta keep on working hard now. So later in life, when I get past my 30s, smooth sailing. I'm not worried about it.
44 hours in 6 days, but since you do get one day off, instead of being at work for 50% of all the hours in a week, you only work 42%. Words like dehumanizing have been thrown around, but yeah, it's very known and you get it. The work culture is very stressful, the job market is very selective, and it led to a trend of young adults preferring to just have a regular job, instead of trying to be the executive at some company headquarters in downtown Beijing. In 2025, a record 12.7 million people graduated from college in China, and there aren't enough
Damn.
jobs for them. 12.7 million people.
12
That
points. Imagine putting all that pain and sacrifice into school for a career that you want to get in just for there not to be any positions in that career. So you wasted time, money, not even unnecessary debt, and you wasted God-given time. I be pissed off, boy.
brings us back to these talent agencies. So they're called multi-channel
This
networks,
is
and
like
they're
AI,
basically
bro.
talent factories. And there were 60,000 of them in 2025. They have teams that handle training and content development, which means they control and shape your online presence. You become an actual puppet to the key opinion leaders because opinions are left to them. Yours aren't important. And man, to be on a platform as a career where you can't even do what you want, you just have to be a promotion tool for advertisers that pay the talent factory.
You better off working the job. Shit, I'm trying to make it in this content creator space so I can have freedom. They just put themselves in a different slave aspect. Working for it, that's basically working a job, what they doing. I'm not saying it's not work right here, it's work, but I'm saying they got a higher up above them. They better off going to, y'all get what I'm saying, bro.
Work for, that's kind of like Kevin Hart, who is no longer a personality, he is just DraftKings. But the desire to do pretty much anything aside from working in an office or a cubicle led to scenes like this, where multiple streamers are just sitting on the street, doing this for hours by the way, and not everyone is making good money, despite a lot of them being signed to a talent agency.
Yeah, y'all better off working a job. What is he doing? Pause. Is he rusting the ground?
But since they're
Okay, buddy.
signed, that means they have to split even when they don't make a lot of money. And at that point, you might as well be independent. But there's 60,000 agencies.
Might as well be independent and go work a job. That's what I'm doing. I don't need nobody to manage over what I got going on. I'm good with. I'm always open to like constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? From people that actually watch my videos, telling me what I should or shouldn't do more. I'm open to that, but it's like I'm not about to have no boss over me telling me what videos I can and can't post. and getting a percentage off of basically nothing because I don't get nothing. So how you gonna get a percentage out of something if I don't have nothing right now? Yeah, nah, it don't make sense.
And the influencers in these agencies make up most of the big creators on Douyin, the OG version of TikTok in China. And we still haven't even discussed the other side of social media, the side with the Fuardai. These guys actually contributed to China's ban on flexing. Like seriously, if you flex too hard on Chinese social media, you will be banned. And I know
Bro,
what you're thinking.
what? What is considered flexing too hard? Because this car right here alone is flexing too hard. Uh, what you mean? I'm confused. Like,
The
bro.
hell is a Fuardai? Well, for one, despite looking like one word to my silly Western English speaking brain, it actually translates into 3 words in Mandarin Chinese. It means rich second generation, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A lot of these guys are the younger millennials and
So
older Gen
trust my
Z
baby.
people whose parents benefited from that one time in the 70s when China said, let's do capitalism, just a little. That's how we got a guy like Wang Jialin becoming a billionaire despite the fact that his father was a quote, peasant in Mao Zedong's army, making him a first generation billionaire, while the second generation, his son, Wang Xikong, being famous for saying the most important thing to look for in a woman is big titties. Now, the thing about China being a sort of
Excuse me?
capitalist country with a communist government, things that greatly demonstrate the wealth inequality are frowned upon. Which, of course it is, it's pretty much like that in every country, but not every government actually cracks down on flexing. It was announced in May 2024 that platforms will start cracking down on flashy behavior, and I first learned about it when I found this guy. Now, at
But
first,
like, how does that work? Like, in the rules and the laws of China, you would look up that certain violation. Then it, like, in a paragraph, what would it describe? You can't post anything that's worth over more than X amount of dollars, or you can't upload X amount of money in your hand. What if it's fake money? See what I'm saying? Or it get confusing. So it's like whatever.
thought I might have made a mistake because every article was calling him the Kim Kardashian of China. I guess they just call him Kim Kardashian because he's flashy, but he is a very wealthy guy. He owns 7 different houses and he's often seen wearing millions of dollars worth of jewelry. And he didn't become wealthy because of social media, he became famous because he was already rich when he decided to become an influencer. You see, his family started off with a coal mining business, but it appears they found more than coal because it eventually turned into a jewelry empire. But flaunting how wealthy you are doesn't really fit with the image the CCP wants for the country, since about half of the workforce is making less than 5,000 US dollars a year. And he was pretty honest about where his money came from, like, the fact that he didn't have to work for it. So as a result, overnight, all of his social media accounts were suspended. But it's bad enough that we have images like this coming out of China demonstrating the wealth gap. So the existence of these people who were just born rich on social media is only broadcasting it to larger audiences. And being on the Chinese side of the internet, I started to pick up on something. Something that might have
How do you even
contributed to
get on the Chinese side of the internet? Do you just go on TikTok and search Chinese content or something? Let me go try this real quick. I'm gonna let him talk though.
down. Some of the population in China, if not a majority, view the system created by Mao after the revolution as having saved China, as famine was much more common in imperial China, and social mobility was basically non-existent. All of that did in fact change for the better, despite the fact that some of the methods used to achieve this goal ended up costing millions of lives. So this kinda creates a reason to be content with what you have in China, because no matter what, you definitely have it easier than your grandpa did. Showing off wealth in the US, for example, may be frowned upon by some, but you have a lot of people who earn revenue simply because their lifestyle attracts viewers. And also, despite Douyin and TikTok being the same platform, essentially, there's been no such crackdown in the West, which adds to my belief that the Chinese government pushed for it to prevent discontent from the public. I haven't seen anything that explicitly states the Chinese government was behind it, but come on, we can use
Oh my gosh, that car is expensive as shit. Then they got a Bugatti next to what?
public. I haven't seen anything that explicitly
Why they didn't get banned yet? You know what I'm saying? This Bugatti is like $1 million, no, 1 point something $1 million. Why he didn't get banned? Where's Ben at?
states the Chinese government was behind it, but come on, we can use context clues. And like almost everywhere else, there's a huge body image thing in China. But if you know anything about East Asia and beauty standards, then you know this is going to be a body image thing in China. But if you know anything
Billy got caught catfishing? Oh my goodness.
about East Asia and beauty
No, this nigga appears bewildered. He is appalled. Oh my goodness. Nigga, he on the phone with a bad bitch whole time. Grandma Papa on the phone. Excuse me? Make sure you're seeing that right.
standards, then you know this is going to get sad really quick. So it's common knowledge, right, that the most popular beauty standard in China is pale, young, and slim, because colorism is really big in East Asia, and billions of dollars are spent on
They're racist.
skin whitening products every year in China. In 2020, it was predicted that the skin whitening industry in China will be making about $8 billion a year by 2026. But in 2026, the number is thought to have exceeded that. And unrealistic body standards didn't start with Chinese social media, but they sure have a unique version of it. And so I present to you the Coin Collarbone Challenge. Yeah. And here is the A4 Waist Challenge, where women will show off the
can't
fact
do
that their
that shit.
waist was only as
Long
wide.
coin collarbone challenge. So what, yo? So what? The weight standard is like 120 pounds up in China. For the girl, got to be like 110, 100 pounds. What are we
It's a
talking
sheet
about
of
here?
A4 paper. And the social media platforms profit heavily from pushing this agenda. For instance, according to Forbes, 87% of all hair and skincare sales in China happen online.
Sweetness. My baby woke up, y'all. Hi. What you doing? Want some chips? Okay, get that at a
RedNote, a
second.
very popular app similar to Douyin in China, is 80% female. And as of last year, the app was generating about 60% of its revenue from advertising, with most of this advertising coming from beauty and
here.
cosmetics. Because RedNote has dominated global beauty consumption. You open the app and you see an ad for a beauty product that pays RedNote. Then you see an influencer making a product video about that product you just saw. And since RedNote has become the go-to place to buy cosmetics online for people 18 to 34 in China, you buy something and contribute to RedNote profiting from making you buy stuff to feel pretty. And yeah, similar things are happening everywhere, but the scale at which beauty is sold is astonishing in places like
Just look
China and
good.
South Korea. Also, adult content is illegal in China, but you'd be crazy
Chill
to
with
think
that
that
for a
means it
second.
doesn't exist. They still have OF creators using VPNs to get on the platform. And
They got on. Another thing I don't understand. OnlyFans. They got people paying for it. I'm not gonna really talk as explicit 'cause I got my baby right here with me now. But people pay to see explicit content of other creators or just people that they find attractive when they can go find that for free on the website. But that's a conversation for another day. Like, I'm generally
agencies
confused.
heavily exploit something called Ta Bien Chu. I think I said that right. It translates
Dang,
to
girl,
edge
you breathing
ball,
hard,
and
girl.
it's I mean, you can use context clues as to what it means. And it's usually demonstrated by female influencers doing pretty much anything that would be considered right on the line of not adult content, but almost adult content. But since the
But why
talent
do you keep
agency
playing? Hold on, sweetness. Why do you keep playing this um this clip with dude on the sidewalk
appear to be kind of
doing it?
predatory,
Yeah.
I don't really like the idea of them possibly cyber sex trafficking. Is that a thing? But
Yes,
the
it
main
is.
thing that
No, it's
separates
not a
social
thing. How can you cyberly traffic? Yeah, no.
in China and the West is pressure. Like every now and then, we might see an influencer in LA crying because of stress, but in China, within a year, 2 big streamers died from an exhaustion-related ailment on stream. With one of them, Wang
Lord, what's
Jia,
that?
who passed in March 2026, only sleeping about 4 to 5 hours a night while streaming
Only
for 7 to
sleeping
10
4 to
hours a
5
day.
hours. This is why sleep is important. I don't know about the women aspect, but for men, you're not even going to get your testosterone is not going to be where it needs to be if you don't sleep the proper way. If you don't get the proper sleep for your body, hey man, you just losing testosterone, gaining estrogen, and that's okay. If you want to be feminine and all that extra stuff, so be it. But I'm not like that. I need my sleep.
And
I've
I'm
recently just started prioritizing sleep. When I was younger, I did not care about sleep, bro. I did not sleep a lot. I would pull all-nighters when I was younger. Then when I first started working at the job I work at now, I worked on a night shift. So it was like this a 12-hour shift from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I recently switched to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. My sleep is immaculate. I love that.
we don't have people that push themselves to the limit in the West. I just feel like,
So much
as a lazy
easier.
American, I know that as a content creator, I don't work nearly as hard as some girl streaming in a warehouse in Shenzhen. And the regulation, while not as strict as something like the UAE, is still kind of strict. But again, China is actually a trendsetter. I mean, one of the most popular apps in the world isn't some American or European app, it's TikTok. And although the CEO isn't from China, the parent company, ByteDance, is. But honestly, social media in general creates a very unhealthy culture. But when you mix it with certain things
Having
like the
money,
social pressure
that
and
double
work
R,
culture of certain
Rolls
East
Royce,
Asian countries,
Rolls
it
Royce.
can
My
become
bad.
the most toxic category of content creation very
Hold on,
quickly.
sweetness.
Also,
You wanna
remember
go?
that whole thing about
Go.
TikTok being banned, and so everybody got worried and downloaded other apps because they thought they weren't going to be able to use
I'm about to be
TikTok
right there.
anymore? Was
It's
that
about
just
to
a
be up.
marketing
Okay.
scheme? I don't know. But I thank you guys for watching as always. Remember to follow your dreams and don't sign with a talent agency unless you think it's a good idea.
That's like signing a 360 in the music industry, signing a bogus music contract to where they put your career on the shelf and you can't do anything about it now. But no, I said what I said. Y'all heard what I said. So I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.